Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Wednesday, November 13th, 2019. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. We've pulled back just a hair here after, CPI came out just minutes ago. We still have Fed Chair Powell testifying later on today at 10 a.m. Central. Additionally, we have Fed Chair Powell on deck tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central. Later on this afternoon, we will get the API weekly crude oil stock, and the crude oil inventories will be out tomorrow at 10 a.m. So right now, you'll notice that price continues to trend higher. It continues to trend and honor this uptrending market here. You can see the PIMA trigger zone, the space between the 8 and 21 PIMA here, that one and that one. That's the spot here where, typically speaking, bulls want to buy dips and buy pullbacks in that zone. This market has only made it below that area just a handle or two maybe before bouncing back up. That was the case again today in pre-market trading as price dropped down into the lows of 75s, and then that was just below the 8-period average and started to pop back up. So now you're seeing price put in a little bit of a tail here, get back above the previous session's low. But this market, remember, has been trending up, has been very strong, has not been too far away from an all-time high, continues to develop within this very narrow range now. This is, what, 7-8 days now running. This is 6-8 days now inside this narrow range. That is tremendous energy. At some point, we will see a tremendous breakout, perhaps just even on a 1 or 2 or 3 day basis. Doesn't have to be an 8-day move. But you can see here, if we quantify this, there's our compression signal, 51% of ADR on an 8-period average range, and if we do see a major breakout, we could see again about 91 points of range whenever we do see that next major move. Again, since this market has been trending up, a failure to hold below the previous session's low could be a short-term buy opportunity for a continuation higher and perhaps to new highs. If there's a failure to hold, these recent support lows here, perhaps we head a little bit lower. But again, 30.50 is going to be the major area that needs to be broken in order to suggest more weakness. So this thing could even drop even as low as into the 30.50s and still be a buying opportunity for swing bulls. All right, let's take a look now at the NQ. NQ, very similar price action, failed new low here. Right there, failed new low developing here today, back above the previous session's low. Again, here's the 8-period average, only 48% of normal range compared to average on an 8-period basis. You see here 335 points is the upper red dot. That's going to be our target of expansion. Whenever we get a move out of this range, we could see about 335 points of range. And again, because this is an 8-period range, you would get that 335 points over the course of about 8 periods. Sometimes a little bit more, sometimes a little bit less, somewhere about 5 to 10 periods. And it tends to be quicker in the quicker time frame because expansion can be much quicker. So right now, failed new low developing, still holding within the uptrending market, still compressing within the 8-day range. And this market continues to be bullish. Any pullback, even as deep as 81.50, could still be a buying opportunity for a continuation higher. All right, let's take a look at crude oil. Crude oil is also compressing. Everything coiling up. Perhaps it's coiling up for Fed Chair Powell today and tomorrow. Perhaps for something else, maybe trade. But this market right now coiling tremendously here over the last 7-8 periods. Again, 8-period range here, 54% of normal. Again on 8 periods, and it's just compressed. It's sideways, and it's all happening around the previous month's high. It's all happening around that December FOMC key level. It's happening around the 200-day average, which is this level here. A lot of key levels there where price is trading around at the moment, but it hasn't really seen expansion out of this range. Whenever we do see expansion, again, the upper red dot points to about 4.6 points of range could be seen ahead. Doesn't all have to be in one direction. This thing could drop hard and then form a low, and from that low could give us 4.6 points higher. So again, if it pulls back even as deep as 55s, it could be a buy up toward 59 to 60. So that's going to be an idea right there. So we'll continue to watch this. Again, 58 very important. If we can get above 58, it opens up some upside. Ever since this rejection low, we've seen this thing round off on the right side here and could be headed higher, especially based off of today's early price action of rejecting the previous session's low here. So price dropped below it and is currently trying to find acceptance back above it. That could be an early indication of another push higher, especially given the PIMA trigger zone, which has been bid within this up move. All right, lastly, let's take a look here at gold futures. Gold here is making a move to the upside. This was gold and GLD was on our buy watch list here for our traders yesterday in our trading room, as this market has gone to the lower edge of this this range here. You can see kind of this flag type of pattern or channel, however you want to define it, and we came right down to the bottom here, and this zone right here also coincides with the major LVN at 1460. It flushed through it, almost got the FOMC key level at 1440, got as low as 4620, and is now pulling back. So this could be day 2 of an upside continuation back toward 1500. So right now this market is dealing with the previous month's low price. So this level right here, 1465, and that's the key level. We're at 64.5 at the moment. That's the key level right there. If it can get through and push through that level, perhaps we have more upside back toward 1500, maybe as high as 1519. If there's a failure here, then we may see some sort of lower high develop, and we may see a continuation toward 1415. The fact that we have been trending higher and we are testing a major long-term LVN, CLVN in the chart would suggest more upside behavior, but again, this LVN is fairly big here. You have the 200 below. Here's your 1440. So again, anywhere in this zone could still be a buying opportunity, not only to this area here, that's the short-term idea, but if it decides to break this pattern to the upside, it could spark a major continuation to the upside. So this is an important zone here. Overall, if we fail to hold 1440, that would open up more downside, likely to 1375. So continuing to watch price as it trades around 1465 right now. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out the rest of the session. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.